Did you know that King Tutankhamun, the boy king of Egypt, was buried with a dagger made from a meteorite? That's right, his blade came from outer space. King Louis XIV of France loved his wigs, but here's the catch. He had a wig for every occasion. He had over 1,000 wigs in his collection, and each one was meticulously styled. King Charles VI of France once believed he was made of glass and would shatter if touched. He even had iron bars sewn into his clothing to protect himself. King Christian VII of Denmark had an unusual best friend, a pet moose. He loved his moose so much that it even had a spot at the royal dining table. King George III of England had a peculiar hobby. He collected clocks. He had a staggering collection of over 4,000 timepieces. King Henry II of England had a peculiar way of playing musical chairs. He once owned a set of chairs with hidden daggers in the seats for his courtiers' amusement. King Frederick II of Prussia had an unusual obsession with potatoes. He even ordered his subjects to eat them, believing they could cure various illnesses. King Ludwig II of Bavaria was so fascinated with the world of fairy tales and castles that he built Neuschwanstein Castle, the inspiration for Disney's Sleeping Beauty Castle. King Alfonso VI of Spain, known as the Wise, once employed scholars to translate ancient texts, including those on astronomy. His work paved the way for modern scientific discoveries. 5. King Richard the Lionheart was not only a fearless warrior, but also a gifted musician. He composed songs and played several musical instruments, making him a Renaissance king before his time. King Charles II of Spain had a unique family tree. His parents were first cousins, and he suffered from severe health issues, earning him the nickname the Bewitched. King James VI of Scotland believed in witches and even wrote a book on the subject called Demonology. This fascination with witches would later fuel the Salem witch trials in America. King Wenceslaus IV of Bohemia was notorious for his bizarre sense of humor. He once made his courtiers parade through Prague wearing nothing but the pelts of freshly slaughtered animals. King George IV of England had an extravagant pet, a pet giraffe named Zarafa. She became a sensation in London, drawing massive crowds wherever she went. King Peter the Great of Russia had an eccentric hobby. He built a toy fleet of small boats and ships, complete with miniature sailors, and personally commanded them in mock sea battles. King Ivan the Terrible of Russia once punished his own son and heir, Ivan Ivanovich, by beating him to death during a heated argument. A royal family feud turned fatal. King Pedro I of Brazil had a strange request for his coronation. He wanted his horse, Emperor, to be present and even made him a noble knight in a lavish ceremony. King George III of England suffered from a peculiar ailment known as porphyria, which made his urine turn purple. This mysterious condition led to some wild rumors. King Philip of Spain was so obsessed with hunting that he'd organized lavish, month-long hunting parties. The animals were often herded towards him, ensuring a successful hunt. King Ludwig II of Bavaria, known for building fairy tale castles, once built an artificial grotto in one of his palaces where he would row around in a boat while listening to music. Italian King Umberto II had a strange encounter with his doppelganger. He met a man who looked exactly like him and had the same name on the day he was exiled from Italy. King Peter III of Russia was obsessed with toy soldiers. He would spend hours playing with them, even arranging mock battles and recruiting real soldiers to participate. King Ferdinand II of Portugal was a devoted amateur scientist and had the unusual hobby of collecting brains. He had a bunch of brains preserved in jars, including his own. King Tutankhamun, the boy king of Egypt, was buried with a board game called Senet. The Egyptians believed that it would help him pass the time and entertain him in the afterlife.